This is the Traders Exclusive Live Trader Showcase. I'm Sherry. This is the quarterly event where we feature expert traders and bring you training and insights from 20 expert traders. We have prize giveaways for everyone in attendance. We're going to do some drawings. We have some surprise interviews. Please check out tradersexclusive.com, where we regularly post articles and video clips with valuable trading tips and techniques. This is also where you're going to find the recordings for this event. And before we get started, we have to share a quick disclaimer. You know it. You should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources. You may lose all or more of your initial investment. Opinions, market data, and recommendations are subject to change at any time. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. This is training. You have to do your own research, and you should always verify and research. Our lineup for today, and Simon's up first. Sierra chart indicators. He's going to come on in just a second. I think, Simon, you're here and you got your mic on, right?
Yes.
So let me ask, do you have a second? Can I ask you a question?
Sure, go ahead.
How did you get started in trading?
Oh, that was back in early 2000s. I learned about Forex. I saw some commercials, then I started, digging into it. But by 2004, I was able actually to open accounts and trade, and then people started asking me, like individuals nearby, friends, people that I knew, even overseas. So and by 2004, I did my first 2004, I did my first public seminar in a hotel, like a classroom style setup venue. And I have pictures I will be sharing today from those days. But by 2009, I think, or late 2009, I switched to online because, the global demand. So since then, I've been trading, teaching, creating indicators, all that.
Nice. Okay, now I got another one for you, and then you can rest for a second, and then we'll get started right at the top of the hour. But if you had not been a trader, what would you be?
I always wanted to be. I have a degree in physics. I finished physics. I have a BSc in physics, but that was not my first. It was my hobby. I loved it, but I would have been maybe a doctor. But my degree failed me graduating high school. I forgot to answer a specific section, so I failed under the minimum requirement. I think I managed 88. I was supposed to be over 90 or something to go to
Oh,
medical
wow.
school. I would have been probably in the medical school, finished as a doctor or something.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is intricate in a different way, isn't it?
This is a story I still tell my daughters. My daughters are very good in school, but I tell them it's not about being good, it's about focusing during the exam, because there was a subject, it was a national exam. In one subject out of 100, that's 20, it's divided into 4 sections. Each section is 25%. So one full section, I actually did not even know it was there. So I got 68 out of 75. So one full section, I forgot to answer it. I just left the exam. I thought I'm done, but there was a full section that it even, not even answered. So that's why that's what failed me in high school. That's what failed me to get into medical school.
That's great. Simon Jousef of Sierra Chart Indicators. He's going to talk to us about volume, profile, and market depth for Forex, CFDs, and futures. And what we need to know about Simon is that he's an independent and profitable trader that uses volume profile with his own confirming indicators to make money from the markets. He says he can make a living from the markets because his methodology is solid and he takes low risk, high reward trades with a decent win rate. He founded Sierra Chart Indicators with the mission to make his members profitable and self-sufficient traders. and he says he wants his company to be considered one of the best choices a trader could make for their careers. So welcome, welcome, Simon. Apologize for the name there at the beginning. I want to, you're self-muted, so I'm going to make you the presenter. And your mic is self-muted, so you can unmute yourself and begin your presentation.
Thank you, Sherry, for the kind introduction, and what a surprise you being not far from me, a few hours, maybe 3 hours driving.
I think it's about 5.5.
Uh, yeah, if you drive, not if I drive. Up to
Are
400
you saying you're slower or faster?
faster.
Okay. Well, up here in the north, especially in the winter, that's not a good idea.
Just kidding, just kidding. So, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, regardless of where you are. I hope you're doing okay. I really appreciate the opportunity, Sherry. I was struggling for the past few days with bad flu and tonsils and all kind of crap. But I feel better today. I'm okay to finish the presentation, and I think we have something exciting today. Simply because the methodology that we follow tend to be boring sometimes, but it's boring because we eliminate a lot of bad views, bad traits. This is the website, sierrachartindicators.com. Yes, the emphasis on the indicators, but again, it's a full service uh, setting that we can help you with. Let's go through the presentation. I disconnected my charts just for me to focus on the presentation for now. Again, I found Sierra Chart Indicators with a mission to make my members profitable and self-sufficient traders. I want our company to be considered one of the best choices a trader can make. I started training people early 2000s on one-on-one basis, just like I mentioned earlier for Sherry. By 2009 or late 2009, early 2010, I switched to online teaching, educating, and trading. I told you I have some pictures from back in the days when I was 20 years younger. Look at this. These are from Toronto, Ontario settings, mostly in the West End by Mississauga, Brampton, and all that area. This is Ontario, Toronto, Ontario, throughout early 2000s, right? This is 2017, I believe, in just downtown area. Back in 2004 here. This is my trip to Ninja Trader Summit back in 2012, Colorado. This is another event I held in Colorado back in 2012. This is an event I held in Vegas, I think 2013 or 14. Vegas again, right? Volume-based indicators and a complete trading methodology. This is where the importance stems from. Once you learn, once you have a methodology, once you have a good methodology, one that based on logic, and you follow it, this is where the success starts, right? Usually, a lot of us have a good methodology. The problem is not following it. Right? Get over your ADD. Trading, almost 90% of traders, adult traders, have this issue, especially males, adult ADD, and it manifests itself in trading badly. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a doctor, so all I know is what I was taught about this. But I I created a methodology that the more I look into it, the more I see it's going to eliminate a lot of this residues that we have throughout our trading careers, our trading life. It's a simple three rule methodology: anticipate, confirm, execute. It sounds like nothing, but if you don't anticipate the next move, you are not going to do anything. You're not supposed to do anything. You have to anticipate the next move, and then you have to confirm it before you execute. So now you're eliminating a lot of bad trading, a lot of negativity, right? And if that particular trade, after you did all these three, if you did them correctly and it still didn't work, that's part of trading. Maybe one out of 4 or 5 trades will fail. That's fine, right? And sometimes the runner will fail. The first target you got, you secured the runner. So there's a lot of things we can talk about, but unfortunately 1 hour is not enough. Therefore, if you join our Telegram and private message me, I can happily give you access for a week or two, just for free, just for you to see and ask questions, to see us do what we do. Let me show you why I started with this. I had, let's go over some calls this week. Very simple, right? I'll show you what happened. First of all, when I make a trade call or when I refer to something, I post it on my Telegram channel. So not only we have a live channel, live trade room twice a week or now, um, that's designed for teaching, support, whatever. But I also make calls, type them on Telegram, because some people will not be in the room. Some people will be on their phones or whatever, or computers trading. So I have 156 members here. But yesterday, 9:16 a.m., if anybody follows the NASDAQ, for example, I said, NASDAQ, oh, before that, actually, March 21st. What was March 21st? March 21st was Tuesday. I said, NASDAQ looking bullish, NASDAQ looking bullish, right? And I see reversal, rejection above 13,000. This is on Tuesday, many days ago. ES, or 2-3 days ago, ES looking bullish, and I'm looking for reversal at this price. Look at the price, 40.40. YM looking bullish, I'm looking at reversal at this price. This was on, please pay attention to these numbers. And I told them FOMC interest rate coming up on, so we'll have to be careful on Wednesday. So Wednesday, I repeated the same thing. I said, this is the 13,000. NASDAQ is going to go to 13,000. Basically, what I'm saying is that the NASDAQ is going to go to 13,000 area before it reverses. And if you look at the time of the call, how vivid is it? 9:16 a.m. timestamp. Same thing with the ES. Let's examine first the NASDAQ. Look what happened to the NASDAQ. 13,000. Excuse my thing. My nose is blocked a little bit. So 13,000. FOMC statement poked it. The statement came out, poked and poked back down. There was a 1,000 tick move here. I'm very selective with my calls. 1,000 ticks move. So if you had this anticipated, and again we go back to anticipate, confirm, execute. If you have anticipated this ahead of time, pay attention to this, please. This is very important for traders, whether you join me or not. You need to know this. If we are able to anticipate this move ahead of time, right? It's bullish until 13,000, right? Why would you go against this move? For what reason? Other than having a psychological issue like ADD, or maybe some of you are scalpers, which is fine. Scalpers would go for a few ticks here and there. That's fine. But I'm talking about in general, for midterm trading or daily trading, or longer term trading, right? Why would you go against it? And if you know there's a rejection, a massive rejection here, why would you take a continuation long? This is where I'm saying, if you know how to anticipate the market, the rest is easy, right? Let's examine the ES. Remember, I've been anticipating the move 3 days before. Yesterday, I told everybody, ES remains bullish towards 40.55, which is our next reversal area. This is the ES. ES, look at this. So I'm expecting it to, sorry, where is my arrow? Expecting it remains bullish until 40.55. This is 40.55, folks. What happened is that um, what do you call it? The news, FOMC and interest rate played a role in poking up and poking back, and then this is what happened. But the reversal state, let's examine the YM. YM might get to 33,000 area before thinking reversal. Different grammar, different wording, but same thing. 33,000. This is exactly 30 to the tick, and then down. That was a huge move, right? So this is what I'm talking about when I say anticipate, confirm, execute. Gold. Look at gold. Gold. This was on March 22nd, Wednesday. I said gold. I have an eye on gold long, but my price is 1936 before I go long. And on March 21st, Tuesday, I mentioned the same thing. April gold has a good support area at 1937 to 1935. The average is 1936. Do you want to see what happened to gold? This is 1936, this price. I missed the 19, I said 1937 to 1935. So the average was 1936. The problem is with the gold is that it missed my entry by a tick or two. However, I anticipated this ahead of time. Let's see if I don't want to go ahead ahead of the program. Let's see, why was I anticipating the Nasdaq, or let's say the ES, to get to 40.55 before reversal. This is a short term. This is 30-minute, right? 30-minute chart. But if you look at the daily, do you see where 40.55 is? Area 40.55. Do you see where it is? This is what I teach. This is what I have perfected using volume profile for your trading. So you see, and if you look at YM, my price 33,000. If you look at the 33,000, do you see where the line is? 33,000 area. Do you think that's a coincidence? I was able to anticipate the move to this area ahead of time. Of course, there's a few more factors included. We use a few more indicators, which I will try and cover today, if time permitting. But that's what happened. If anybody trades Bitcoin, I don't, but I have the charts. Mid 2022, I kept telling everybody Bitcoin is coming back down to 14,000 area, 15,000 to 14,000. I'm talking about mid 2022. So I'm looking at 9 months ago. I told everybody it's coming to this, and it's on my Telegram channel. It's not something that I'm making up now. And from there, it's going to go up. Okay? So let's move on. Any questions so far regarding this? Let me just do something here. All right. So let's go back to the presentation. So what we offer trade calls. Okay. I'll have to do analysis later, Roland, sorry. How do I get it so accurate? It's because I have a methodology based on volume profile and other indicators, which I will try and explain now to you. We offer trade calls, live room. Live room now is 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. You're welcome. Tuesdays and Thursdays. I switched today because I'm doing this, so I did yesterday instead of today. We offer a set of indicators, including volume profile, other ones too, which I'll explain. Full education, and Sierra Chart trading platform. If you get the full packages included for 1 year, we can give you that, right? A Sierra Chart platform is we don't own it. It's a Sierra Chart platform. It's a separate platform, but my indicators are based on Sierra Chart, and we try and include it in our education. So basically we pay you a rebate for whatever you pay them, right? So, but that's part of the membership, which you can find on our website. Okay, results 2022, folks. If you go to the website, and these are from trade calls. If you go to the results, we aim for, let's say, 1,000. We aim for 1,000 ticks a month. Sometimes we go over, much over, sometimes less. But these are trade calls, trade calls. So I will give you a trade call, you execute it. Sometimes it's longer term, sometimes it's shorter term. But we always averaged over 1,000 ticks. We had maybe a negative in July last year. I was on vacation in August locally, but then you can take a look at them. We had but overall we average over 1,000 ticks. Trade calls, I don't do a lot, especially 2023. If you guys noticed, 2023 has been completely different, very tough, very tough. So I would average, maybe 20, 30, 40 trade calls a month. I think I've averaged so far for the month of March, maybe 6 trade calls or 7 trade calls, right? We have 2 ways of delivering them. Either you enter the live trade room with us. We do top-down analysis. The live trade room is 2 hours from 9 to 11 a.m. Tuesday and Wednesday. But it's designed basically to teach you. So I would do top-down analysis, answer your questions. If you are new, you will get to the members area and you will will have some questions. How to do this in Sierra Charts? How to install this? How to install that? What does this mean? So, but usually trade calls happen after 11, because we set up, and after 11 market is more safe. So there's also Telegram. Okay, so Telegram will be something that you could use, especially with my trade calls. They are longer term. They are not scalps. I don't do scalping. If I scalp, I'll scalp on my own. I cannot type a scalp call because by the time I type it, you receive it, it's gone. Right? In this webinar, we'll see what the big boys are looking at, and we'll be able to have a better understanding for trading levels such as support, resistance, continuation zone is important to know, and most importantly, the stop loss or smart stops. What are these smart stops? Why do we call them smart stops? The importance of having a platform that can give you a real look into the market depth. What I mean by that is that we have a specific indicator that is, I'm not able to produce it anywhere else other than Sierra Chart, and that's a SAL indicator, which I will explain shortly. I will go over the indicators. Join Telegram. Sherry, if you can give them, sure. Sherry gave you on the questions or chat tab, gave everybody our Telegram channel that you can join. And with that, if you join the Telegram channel, you will be joining this group. Welcome TSCI or TTI, doesn't matter. And once you're here, you will be able to chat with me privately. I have a lot of private messages here, right? Or you could get updated with whatever we do. So please join. Let's look at, let's talk about the main indicators before putting the whole picture together. This methodology helped me tremendously and helped a lot of other traders. So let's start with a volume profile for Sierra chart. And where is my chart? Here. Let's go to ES. Let's go to this chart. If anybody is interested to know how the volume profile accumulates, these are, we're familiar with this, right? John, I will answer that question after I do this, if you don't mind. Everybody's familiar with this. This is bid-ask ladder. I used to be very proficient in using it, but then I realized we can do better. So if you have volume here, for example, these numbers, what do these numbers mean? These numbers would mean that we have volume here, big volume here, big volume here, but can we really use it? Can you really use it? To me, there are methods for quick scalps that are very stressful. I have members that are professional scalpers. They would make 5,000 and they would lose 5,000. So it's very, very, very stressful using this to me. However, from these numbers, we understand that there are levels of volume that are bigger than others, but you have to look at every number. But what if you have something like this on the side? Look at on the side, look at the volume profile. This makes it easier, right? Now we know volume mostly was here in this 15-minute chart, 15 minutes move. We know there was less volume here, less volume there, but there's a level here that is very important. We call this a knife. So this is on a, so now let's bring another 15-minute chart. Now with two 15-minute charts, we have volume accumulating like this. Right? Now let's bring more. Let's bring more and let's see what happens. See, now we have more volume accumulating on the side. See that? Now we bring more. Sorry. Okay, we bring more. Now we have more volume on this side. Now, regardless of what the numbers are, we see volume on this side accumulating. And the volume profile that we have on Sierra chart, you can basically minimize it, maximize it, sharpen the edges, smoothen the edges as you see. Now, all of a sudden, these numbers don't matter anymore. See that? These numbers don't matter. So it's a basic 15 or 30-minute chart. Same to this, same as this, right? So that's your volume profile. Now, if I look at a volume profile on for example, on a 30-minute chart, or let's say a daily chart, the reading of the volume profile is always the same. It's always the same because it means the same whether it's a small chart or a large chart. Volume profile here is designed in a way that it will read the volume. So imagine if you have areas that they look the same. For example, if I have a pen, see this area looks the same almost. We call this continuation because it's continuation. There's nothing special in it. And the market will go through it. If it goes above certain levels, it will continue going through it. Okay? And this area looks kind of same. See this? So there's a continuation area here. So if the market goes through it, it might continue coming down. There's this area, see this area, and there's this area here. And there's this area here, separated by this. You see this throat level or valley? You folks see it, right? You all see it. If I sharpen the edges, you will see them. You see this area? It's a valley area, we call it. So how does this work? Continuation, what is continuation? What is rejection, etc. Let me give you a simple example. And I should have this now. First example, let's assume that the market is was down, 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 and then starts going up. And now you're looking for a short because, let's keep it simple. You think it's a downtrend, you're looking for a short, right? Now, the market is like this, you're looking for a short. Some of you, let's simplest thing, you have technical indicators that you're using. And one of the indicators is giving you a signal here for a short. This is your next resistance for a short. Another one is here, and another one is here. So you decide to take the first trade. It touches here. You enter the trade. It goes against you, stops you out. You say, no, this is better. This is much better because maybe you're choosing 50% Fibonacci. I don't know. I use Fibonacci's too, by the way. So it goes up here. You take the 50% Fibonacci or whatever it is, 62. It comes back down a little bit. You're happy, and then goes back and stops you out again. Finally, it comes to this area, right? And you say, no, it's not gonna happen because I got stopped out twice. I cannot afford another stop out. And all of a sudden it goes in your favor. Boom. Goes in your favor, continues, and you feel bad, and all of a sudden you take a continuation zone. It goes against you, stops you out, and then comes back down. Typical, right? Now, what if you have a view that changes everything? From the volume profile that I showed you, okay, you will have levels that you will divide them into continuation zones. This is a continuation zone, and you have another continuation zone separated by rejection zones. So this is a rejection zone. Oh, what did I do? This is another continuation zone. So you have continuation C, and then in the middle you have a rejection, right? This is how you should be understanding or separating your continuation versus rejection. This could be good for short term or large, bigger frames. So the market goes up here. Now, are you going to short in this level? No, because you are inside a continuation zone. Look at this, it's a continuation zone. You can't, first of all, you don't know where the stop loss is. You have a random 30 tick stop. You don't know where the stop. Maybe you are using another technical indicator for the stops, right? So you'll avoid it. You already saved yourself 10, 15, 20 ticks of stop out, right? And then the next one, are you going to take it here? No, because it's in the middle of a continuation zone. It might reject a little bit using maybe something in the volume profile, like a small frame will show something, but eventually it, most likely is going to continue. Now, this is the area that you said, I'm not going to take it. And this is your rejection zone that you should take it, because not for only that it is a rejection, it's a valid rejection because of this area. It's also, it's giving you an area of a stop, which it's part of the education. Do you think your stop loss is going to be here if you take the trade in the red or in the green? It will be in the green, because once you get into the green, it's going to continue all the way up. So why would you lose 50 ticks than losing 10 ticks, worst case scenario, if you're losing a trade, right? But there's also this is anticipation. So far we are not trading, we are anticipating. When the market comes here, there are ways to confirm, which it's part of the full education anyway, and we do it daily. But there are ways to confirm as well. One of the ways is we have other indicators, which I'll come up. One of them is a power line. So if you have a power line like this, or somewhere nearby, that's a confirmation. If you have a SAL indicator in the area, that's a confirmation. If you have DRL, which these are indicators that we have in general. Also, some techniques to confirm. There's a poke out and poke back in technique, which is also part of the education. So why would you trade earlier? Why would you get into a trade that it's not, you don't even know where your stop loss is? So this is the interesting part of using volume profile. This is where I told you, when you trade with logic, with something logical like volume, your ADD symptoms are usually gone. You don't rely on them. Okay. So what's the question is, are you combining multiple profile to get your volume profile, or is just the profile that time frame? The volume profile, John, on any chart you put, it's going to plot automatically. For example, I have volume profile on a for example, SPX 500, right? This is a 1597 tick chart. So it will read the volume that you include inside this chart. You see this? It reads everything. See how it's reading it. So if you do 2 days or 1 day, it will read only whatever you have in the chart. Same thing with um, SPX or ES, E-mini S&P, mini Nasdaq 30-minute chart, right? Same idea, right? So it will read whatever you have in the chart. Thanks for the question. Next, SAL study, substantial attraction levels. What are they? Substantial attraction levels. Now, what do we have? Let me go to my chart. Remember we talked about this ES, we saw this bid and ask ladder, right? Also comes from this, it's created by with these numbers, right? Sometimes you will have market, let's say ES, E-mini S&P. When the market moves, regardless of the movement, you will have levels that market makers, big institutions will put their entries in. For example, you have a big entry here, very big entry that you don't see. You don't see. It's a pending order by multiple traders or market, but it's a pending order. Let's say it's 1,000 contracts. My SAL indicator will detect it. It will detect up to biggest 50 entries into the market. Of course, 50 is a lot. Sometimes it's too confusing. So sometimes I only depend on 25, 20, 15, depending on the market. But this is how it works. I'll show you the chart. Let's say we have the ES 987 tick chart, 30-minute chart. Look, on a 30-minute chart, let me remove the volume profile so you can see better. Do you see those light pinks, light pink, magenta lines? You see those? These are entries into the market. These are pending orders, right? So the way that this works, substantial attraction level, you can change the color to any color you want, but I'm only using 10 levels. So what that means is the 30-minute chart will show me the biggest 10 levels that are in the market. So let's say I have 10 levels of the biggest entries that are pending. One of them is here. Oh, sorry, I'll do a different. One of them is here. Other one is here. The other one is here. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we know this is the biggest one. So we can make it look like the thickest one. But this is 10 of them, right? So, but this is the smallest one. This one here that you see, which is this one here, is the smallest one. So, and this, and out of the 10, this is the smallest one, this is the biggest one. So if another institution comes and put an order that is bigger than the smallest one, this will disappear. This will disappear, and theirs will show up. Therefore, these these levels that you see, if you pick 10, sometimes they will switch, disappear and switch. So you know where the volume is, and you use this for confirmation. If I have a trade and let's say I'm short and the market is coming down, I will use this place for a target, especially for smaller traders, short-term traders, scalping. Okay. I don't think I have enough time to cover all of the indicators, but I have them on my website. If you go to the website, folks, every single indicator is education. If you, Sherry, if you could share this with everybody, this particular page, education, I'll post it here too. Okay. Every single indicator is explained. First of all, we have first education. What do you call it? The top part is, you know, about Sierra chart, templates, chart books, how I trade, whatever. But then the second half is education, how I trade, what is order flow using. Okay, so everything is explained here. Also, if you go to what else do we have? Pricing and services and pricing, every single indicator is included in details. I think at the bottom or somewhere. If not, and then I have them. I have them on the website anyway. It's part of the education, so not to worry about it. Okay, it's on here. Okay, next indicator. We called it's a SAL indicator. Power lines. This is as one of my students mentioned. He's a veteran trader. He says power line is one of the most underrated indicators. What is a power line? Power line, as you see, let's say, look at something cleaner than this. YM. Maybe you see them, maybe not. Do you see these? Anybody, can you confirm? You see those light green lines? And there's a green line here. Thank you. And you see the red line here, how the market was actually stopped here and bounced, and how the market stopped and bounced here. So what is a power line? Power line is not a trend line. It's actually much better than a trend line because it continues giving you uh, lines, information about support and resistance area. Now, when you have a candle, right? No, wrong color. You have a candle, for example, and you have another candle be on the each side, two candles at least on each side, two or more. So this high that is followed by two or more candles that have lower highs and two or more candles on the left that have lower highs. This will create something called a fractal. A fractal. Same thing with the low, with the candle on the low. If you have a candle that has a low and has two candles at least on each side that have higher lows, this creates a fractal, right? So fractals, plus I added, remember I talked about that bid and ask ladder I showed you I added volume into that, end of selling, end of buying. So these will be connected in a way that will create levels and basically will create support and resistance area. These are very important. If you combine that with, for example, the volume profile and SAL indicator, you have much more higher probability for your trades. Again, nothing is 100%, but if you eliminate the losses, folks, you have a lot of chances to become more stable in trading. Most importantly to me is if you follow a certain system, especially if it makes sense, you will eliminate your ADD symptoms, attention deficit disorder, which is part of our lives. I mean, we cannot escape it. I had to train myself back in early 2000s to become more stable trader. It took me years, right? So now I used to be under pressure, thinking, I have so many members, I have to make this trade call, I have to make this trade call. No, 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 no. They wouldn't appreciate it. I would feel like crap because I rushed into it. So now I don't care. As if it doesn't come to me for the whole day, if I don't see it, I'm not gonna call it. I will tell you, I have this view, I have that view, and I'm not gonna take it or call it because, let's say, my stop loss is very big. You want to take it? Be my guest. I'm not gonna. I would say it, right? But I'm not gonna feel guilty because I did not make the call. It's because uh, I don't have that symptom, the ADD symptom. I don't have it. It's gone because I follow a system, and it's based on volume, and it's proven very good throughout the years, right? Not only is proven. Folks, if you joined me 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, to today, you will see I've improved it too. And when I improve it, you will get the updates too, right? In terms of education, etc. The fractals work on any type of candles. Yes, they do. Fractal is a fractal. But mine, John, fractals are built in. You don't see them. All the indicators that I have, they are built in. You don't see any reasons why. It's all built in. Even volume, I told you the volume SAL indicator, substantial attraction levels, they are built in. So even if you don't have market depth into your Sierra charts, this is built in. So Sierra chart level 3 is enough for all my indicators because my indicators all are built in. So you don't have to get to level 12. That comes with market depth to be able to use or see market depth levels here. These are historical market depth and current market depths too, right? DRL, lots of improvement, yes sir. DRL, dynamic reversal level. This is a very interesting indicator because this is one of two technical indicators that I use. It's technical, but it's also powerful. I'll show you how it works. Get to the charts. Let's go to a 30-minute chart. Look at these levels. Do you see those, folks, here? Let me mark them. See those? 120 minute, 180 minute, 120 minute, 60 minute, 45 minutes. So what it is, there's an embedded built-in indicator that is working with a 120 minute chart, another one 180 chart, 60-minute chart, 40-minute chart, so on and so forth. And each chart, that indicator would determine support and resistance level on it based on a few factors. But the main factor is this. Let's say we have the daily chart. This is your daily chart, the daily candle. Inside the daily candle, right, I have built in 6 of the very powerful 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 technical indicators that are very powerful. So if I have 3 or more of them, oh, this looks like a human being. Oh, eyes and a nose. I'm joking. If you have 3 or more of them line up at one price, it will give you a line. So that indicates there was on a 180-minute chart, there's a lot of technical support or resistance here. Very simple indicator, but it's complicated in the way I built it, but it's simple in understanding. And every 180-minute chart candle or time, it might shift. And if you see, I also have the daily. Where's the daily? Let me remove all these, erase all drawings. Where's the daily? Should be somewhere. Here. Where? Here. You see this? I have a daily level here. Not that I'm going to benefit from it because this is very, very big. It might change. This is 1440-minute chart, which is 1 day. You see that? So that indicator we use for again, we talked about confirmation after the anticipation. We talked about that too. It's combined in a nice way of trading with the whole methodology. Okay. What is the next one? Let me go to the reversal signal. This is something I use for immediate entries for scalping. Also reference to some good levels to enter. It's not something I use on a on consistent basis. It's my last go-to. It's not important to me, but it is important if you are a scalper specifically. Let me look at an example for that. Maybe on NASDAQ. Give me a second. Why is it not updating? Okay, see this NASDAQ, this line here just showed up. This one here, arrow. So when I talk about scalping, if you want to scalp, you can use this as an extra confirmation. This is an indicator that I created a long time ago, and I decided to add it to anybody who wants to get into quick trades based on the same methodology, but on a smaller smaller views, right? I don't use it for confirmation, like big confirmation, but it's always good to know, to see it working. Do I have it on a bigger frame? Let me see if I have it on any of the bigger frames. Not yet. Not here, maybe on elsewhere, but you get the point. I don't use it really for bigger trades. If I use it here, this is on a daily basis. This it gave you signal on a daily basis, but it's not something that you use for trading. You use for your final confirmation, or it will give you comfort that knowing there's also this. It's a crossing indicator, crossing averages, whatever. I built it a long time ago, a few setups inside it. Okay, so that's one of them. And let's go before I get to my voice alert. This is something I cannot live without. Why? Because here's the thing. I do look at multiple charts. I removed a few of them just not to make it busy. But for now, let's say I have the NASDAQ, ES, YM, silver, crude, gold, whatever. Let's assume that I am looking at a gold trade, right? A gold trade. And a gold, if it goes to this level, for example, I need to know. So, but I am not watching the gold, because this might happen in the next hour or two or 50 minutes or 30 minutes. I don't know. I am focused on NASDAQ. I don't want to get involved watching the gold. I want to hear it. So once the market touches that, it will give me that audio says gold touched.
F.us.gcej23.
Did you guys hear it? If not, it will be in the video, right? Let's see. That's and it's, you can set it up. You can set it up in a way that it will set it up by, if you do no audio, if you leave this section open, it will read whatever you have on the chart. It will read the symbol, but you can say gold. It will read gold. For example, NASDAQ. Let's see if I have the NASDAQ here. And these lines will help you tremendously, because once the market touches them, then you will hear it.
NQ.
Did you hear that? NQ, right? So that's it. These are the indicators. And the other thing, the good thing about this indicator is that if I have a level on the daily on the NASDAQ and I put it on the daily, right? You have a choice of having it printed on all the other charts. For example, I will print one now at 13,2000 area. If I go to the 30-minute chart, see, it's also printed here, same one. So now you can anticipate, confirm, and execute, right? Now, let's see if I have anything else, because I am technically done with my presentation. So the methodology is anticipate, confirm, execute. I don't want to take extra time from the next presenter. We have about 6 minutes. Any questions? I'm here to answer. Thank you so much. Any questions?
You see
Meanwhile,
what?
go ahead.
Did you see John talking about the improvements he's seeing there?
Yeah. I answered this question, John. Thank you so much for the question. Yeah, Sierra chart. What they do is that they actually improve every 2-3 days. There's an improvement, and you have to download the new version. And they are up to maybe what version is this? 2000, 3000. I don't know. 2000, 3000 updates. I don't know. It's a lot. Thank you, Silver. I live in Ontario. I'm a Canadian, but originally from the Middle East.
Now, does everybody have the, I did put the link to the education there. I did put the link to the Telegram. Did everybody get that? Your confirmation is based on the chart?
Based on the indicators that I mentioned, and there's also some techniques I use, but the indicators, the techniques, there's also, don't forget, Ezra, there's also the fact that, trade management. For example, I called the silver short, and it went, and I mentioned to everybody, look at this. This is very important to know. The silver now is against me. It's slightly against me. But I told everybody, if you're short, don't forget to take T1, 25 to 30 ticks, which we achieved. So listen, look at this. We do 3 contracts, right? If you take first target T1 is usually 2 contracts. So if I took 25 ticks on T1, I made 50 ticks profit. And if my stop loss is 35 ticks on the runner, if I get stopped out, I'm still making 15 ticks profit. So there's also the technique of management. That's also important to not every trade will go in your favor. Sometimes the market will go against you, but if you use that first movement, because these levels are very powerful, usually they will give you at least first target. Thank you for the question. Now, I think Jim is asking, is there a schedule for presenters?
Yes, there is a schedule, and I'll be showing it in a moment. So we still have 4 minutes. You guys have any questions for Simon? Now is the time to ask them. Simon, do you want me to put your email address up
Yes, please.
in case we have questions come in after you go? Sierra chart. I do have it where I could have pasted it, but
Yeah.
there we go. It's in the chat now. If you guys have any other questions, oh, look here. It's a very good presentation.
Thank you.
That's why we always ask Simon to come and join us. All right. Anybody else? Last call, last call. How'd you feel about the Fed announcements yesterday?
Well, it's to me. Don't let me start. It's a controlled it's a controlled demolition of North America.
Oh my word,
That's
yes.
how I see it. I mean, our Canadian puppet is no better than. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
know
it's
that.
a
I know
it's a
what you're
it's
saying.
a controlled demolition, folks. It's been going on since 2016. If you don't believe it, you see it now.
And Simon, you know something? You're coming from an area, you are originally from an area that has been undergoing controlled demolition for centuries. And so
Yes,
if anyone knows, it would be you or and people who have immigrated from areas like that. And
absolutely.
because we live where we live and we've been born and raised where we have, we
In a
just assume
simple
everything's fine.
in a simple way, we see the bullshit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So wake up, everybody, turn your phones off and take a look around from time to time, right?
Thank you. Thank you. I like you more now.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, you know what I think we'll do is go ahead and we'll give you a 2-minute break because you've talked for a little while and I bet you're still recovering. And I'm going to go take me some more medicine
Just
once we get the next person started. I don't know what's
I,
going on with me, but
yeah, you need it. You need it. Ellie, just she's asking as a new trader, how long you think would paper? Well, as long as it takes, Ellie. Our membership is basically for life. So whatever it takes, as long as you take your time and do it step by step. Yeah.
if the
As long,
volume indicator changes depending on how far back we're looking, surely only the recent time frame matters.
no, 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 no. I have historic. I can go back years. So for very long term, we depend on it. Remember, I told you about my call on during the presentation. Mid 2022, I was anticipating Bitcoin to come down to 14,000 level because of the volume profile. Not that I traded, but I gave it to anybody who was. I gave the call to anybody who was trading it or anybody who was interested.
There we go. Well, I
Thanks,
want to thank you
everybody.
so much for being with us. I
Pleasure.
hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Take care,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thanks, Sherry.
Thank you. Bye bye now.